And that conversation must be conversational. Huh?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So that is the provocation of when you provoke a conversation, you are saying how many people actually read judgments. Is it okay to you that most of the people who talk on social media, they don't want to deal with facts? They want to deal with fiction because fiction sells more.
Yep.
Yeah. You see. So how many people know that this is the same judge who said the government can specify a person with the intention of depriving him and divesting him of his property? So I want your wife, and not that the wife is property. Then I disarm you, disable you. So while you are disabled, then I achieve my purpose. Did you know of this judgment before?
I didn't know about this, and I'm like, wow. I blame myself in ignorance.
Okay. When did you become aware of it?
About the judgment, I got the full judgment from you, was it yesterday? But the story was on the newspapers.
Okay.
That's when I came across the story. Yep.
When you came across it, what was said in the newspapers?
It's completely it makes me angry. I have a question now for our journalists now. The way they write stories, who trains these people? Is it the teacher's problem or the student's problem?
But it's the public. It's the public, not the journalist. It's you and me.
The public, Mr. Mawere, they've got you and me. Yep.
Because we don't do research. We, as individuals, would rather spend time here talking about things about the judiciary being captured, not about the judgment.
Yep.
So it's easier to generalize, but when you read the judgment, did you not sleep? Was it an interesting judgment? Or if I had not spoken to you, would you have gone through it and captured some of the points, even about what we're discussing with Maponga? Were you going to catch those?
No.
What did Maponga say? Maponga said...
Maponga is saying,
okay.
Fugitive.
Maponga says, I'm a fugitive. That judgment is 2005. Did you see in that judgment any mention of me placing myself outside the jurisdiction of Zimbabwe as a fugitive or a person who ran away?
No, there's no the word. I didn't find the word fugitive.
Did you ever hear in that judgment the judge saying Mawere committed an offense?
No.
And the matter had something else. So if you look at the judgment, look at what Maponga was saying. So if the judge did not have those facts, where did Maponga get the fact of someone being a fugitive? So when you read that judgment and you see Makarau at the pinnacle, the apex court, the constitutional court, would you be worried if you were before her?
I'll be very weak. How did this happen, Mr. Mawere? This is not making sense to me.
Yeah.
Right. Let me try to explain to you my understanding here.
All right.
Zero holdings. Right? You had two shareholders.
Yeah.
TH in Kubambana something. Right?
No. There were two companies. One called Angel-Right.
Yep.
Another called UKI, Ukubambana Kubatana Investments. It's a community. That's what UKI stands for.
Yep.
So it's like C to C. Yeah. So these were the two.
This Zimri Holdings, does it have anything to do with Zimri, like Zimri, the location? Or is it insurance, this one?
Yeah, it's insurance. It's a Zimri Holdings, Fidelity, Life, Nico's Diamond. Yeah. And Zimri Reinsurance. It's a listed company on the stock exchange. Yeah. So two of its shareholders were UKI and the Angel-Right. And the Angel-Right was 100% owned by THZ. And THZ was 75% owner of UKI. UKI was a shareholder directly in Zimri. So was Angel-Right Properties. Angel-Right and UKI were specified by Chinamasa, and so was me in my personal capacity.
Yep.
Another question there. And THZ.
No, that's correct. No, that's fine.
Was a UK company.
Wide.
And you have come up with this was an article that you read that was dated 16 May 2005. What do they say? Fugitive. But the judgment doesn't say fugitive. And this is the Herald. Fugitive, the business Mr. Mutumwa Mawere has effectively lost control of Zimri Holdings, following the significant dilution of his combined 46% equity holding following the firm's 60 billion disputed rights offer, which closed earlier this month. And who took the rights of Mawere? In fact, they are saying Mawere lost, but was I a shareholder in Zimri?
No.
But the paper is talking about what? Mawere. Yeah. So the government specified me so that they can take control of Zimri.
So they specified you, then disabled you again.
Specification was part of disablement. So that you have no audience in court, you can't challenge.
So it's a public power being used on a private. Public power versus private power.
Yeah, this is public power versus the public power must be used to protect the rights of citizens. not to abuse citizens. But a person like Maponga does not want to talk about that. He wants to talk about whites, that whites injected venom. Whites are the ones who are responsible. Yeah. But here you have somebody who cuts your leg so that you cannot arrive where you're supposed to meet. So public power is being used to do that which it is not intended for. What is the purpose of public power other than to protect and promote the rights, of the public?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Rita Makarau. And now is she the constitutional judge now? What is she now? Supreme Court?
No, the Constitutional Court, the highest court in the land.
Yeah, we're in trouble. Zimbabwe is in trouble. Cry, Zimbabwe, cry.
So if you were to appear before her and you are perceived by her to be the enemy of people in government, how safe are you?
Not very safe. Not very safe. With this judgment, no. No, Rita Makarau, no. No, Mama, no.
So if you look at what Martin Luther King said,
a Kanban is like a bedroom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the only time the court can get involved, right?
Yeah.
It's either A, via police, right? Police reports. Or else. What I mean, I'm just trying to understand this. A Kanban is like a private bedroom. The pinda bedroom yangu, the care bedroom yangu.
No, a company is like a person. It's like a person. It's like an individual. Yeah, a company is a creature of law. A human being is a creature of a sperm and an egg.
So a company is a creature of the law. I like that example.
Yeah. And a person cannot produce himself.
Yep.
Yeah. But a company has to be created. But once created like a human being, you have a life of your own.
Yep.
So I can't go and withdraw you and say I'm killing you because you are my son or daughter. So the company is a legal person. It has its own rights.
Yes.
Separate and distinct from the shareholder. So you can't say Mawere owns a company. So a company is treated, this is a company appearing before the court.
Yes.
But then it's denied access to the court for the court to look at the facts and make a determination. The judge locks the door to the company based on the individual who signed an affidavit. And the court says your rights cannot be enforced or given life by the court because the person who signed the affidavit in support of your application was specified by the same person who wants to benefit from the court denying you the right. So this subject matter came in C to C. So the gentleman that you saw the threads is called Brian Manyati.
Okay.
So Brian was now he's in the group, and I said, Brian, can you write a story? Just write a story like we are talking about right now. After we finish this show, can you put it in writing? What is it all about? So that people can understand what you're saying. Imagine a person like Chamisa knew of this judgment in 2018. What would he have done differently if he knew of this judgment?
It was going to help him to know. Remember, they applied it court. They challenged the election results.
Yeah.
So this judgment was going to teach him a lot. But I see BT there. I saw BT's name there. BT
was representing the stock exchange. That's before he became a minister in the GNU.
But the same bit is telling Chamisa, let's go to Supreme Court. What is he doing, the same bit? He knows that Rita Makarau is there.
No, he would have said, I want Rita Makarau to recuse herself from hearing any matter. Because this judge is not good for any democracy.
Then you quote this.
Then you go, with the judgment that she threw off. Imagine somebody runs into your house to seek protection. Then you open the door for the person who is coming after the person to be killed in the house. Yeah. So when you say the judiciary is captured, you need to be specific to the facts. In this case, this judge, you can't say she erred. She actually condemned, became part of the persecutor. And for the last 15 years, she has gotten away with it. Because she knows that Zimbabwean people are concerned about rumors. And she was promoted to the highest court. So the issue was to Brian Manyati to say, tell the story. Just pick one issue and tell the story in your own words for people to understand how dangerous judges are. That you are raped, you go to the court, and the person who has raped you with you, she protects the rapist. She protects the rapist. And she doesn't have a problem with protecting a rapist. Yeah. So that's the challenge. So the person who rapes you gets protection from the court. And the one who is raped is condemned and say you don't have access even to talk about what happened to you. So somebody says, I'm failing to understand Nyai Ripo. Nyai Ripo, it's simple. I'm just having a conversation with Mutumwa Masimba about a judgment that we are discussing so that we have a shared understanding of whether the allegation made in Zimbabwe that judges are part of the problem And in this C2C community, we are saying, let's not be generalist. Let's go judgment by judgment. So that once you look at the judgment, then you can then say, this judge, now I know. So if I ever have a misfortune of appearing before this judge, I don't know what I will get in terms of justice. So that is from generalist to specifics. The judge in question in this matter is Makarau. And the lawyers representing the stock exchange, Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, was Tendai Biti at the time with Hanen Blankenberg. And the lawyer representing THZ Zimbabwe, a UK company, was Adrian de Bourbon. And Makarau ruled a very strange ruling, and Mutumwa Mawere will go through it, but he also was shocked, just as well as Brian Manyati was concerned. So what we're talking about, so Mutumwa Mawere, you saw the thread. It's a long thread, and we were going back and forth with Brian.
Yes.
Yeah. But the question was a simple question. What do you learn from that conversation alone?
I've learned just one question. From Brian asked me a question. Then when he gets the answer, he diverts again. So I'm learning to stick on the topic, to stick to the question. That is called the agenda. That's what I've learned after reading your conversation with Brian.
Yeah. So you can't reach the end of a conversation. Is it not the case in most of our social media conversations? That you can't start and finish one subject.
Yes.
When you answer one question, another one comes up. Then another one, then another one. Then you lose sight of what you started with.
Yes.
Yeah?
Correct.
Is that not a national problem? That on your shows, you end up having 3 hours show when it can just be short, simple, to the point.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's the conversation. Immediately you answer the question, then it comes another one. Say, let's pack it and share it so that others may benefit. But if it becomes too long, then you can't. So you saw what Tapiwa said.
Yep.
Yeah. So Tapiwa, what did he say after reading the judgment?
He's saying, Tapiwa was saying, so by specifying you, they were trying to take over your majority ownership.
So it means atona nyaya. So he said specification was related to the outcome. Yes. What they wanted is to take Mawere's companies. In order to do so, they had to deal with Mawere, play Mawere. Like you saw Kudakwashe wanting to play me. Yeah. Instead of talking about the C2C or Ukubatana, Ukubambana, she's talking about Mawere. Why do you want your money to be paid to Kuna Mawere? She can't distinguish between C2C and Mawere. Do you see that?
I do.
Yeah. So she wants to talk to me as C to C, but I'm not C to C. But in that judgment, did you see my name as a shareholder?
No.
Yeah. But if it was Kudakwashe
So what you see
or Maponga, they will say, Mawere, kuti zviri papi. Where is it that I'm a shareholder?
Mr. Mawere, let me maybe answer that question. Okay.
Go ahead.
In trying, in their, when whoever planned that we need to disarm Mawere or need to kick Mawere out of business, then they came up with a law. Then the newspaper called Herald. So what Maponga was saying now, it showed me that exactly what I was before I got to listen to you. Wakati bila mari yako, wakati kalezani. That was the Herald now pushing propaganda now to support that Reconstruction Act. So Maponga represent my pedestrians or lame people. But start to answer the research about anything. When you start to ask them, like, for example, he's a fugitive. So you know, you're like, where are you getting all these things? And you said, you know me.
So if you look at the newspaper, the one you just picked up, that newspaper, that screenshot tells you my first name is Fugitive in the newspaper. So Maponga and the Herald, they speak the same language.
Yes, correct.
So Maponga, how can it be false when it came from the Herald? Herald is a credible newspaper.
Sabudam paper.
Sabudam paper.
Radio.
Tanzania Mawere akuya pashow ya Mukoma Mazimba akuita deny zviri pachena zvatinongoziva. We know already. Yeah. So when he was arguing that day, he could go and Google and see my name, my first name called Fugitive. Yeah. So he doesn't know that is a Herald pushing an agenda even government could first give Mawere a new name called Fugitive.
Yes.
It's part of disarming. So that Maponga will not want to deal with anything. So the Herald becomes credible as a source of news. Yeah. Because they are weaponizing this criminalization. So even when you hear the president today talking about these criminals, these malcontents who want to subvert the government, the terms that are used are criminality. You are weaponizing crime so that you disarm those who want to be in government. So either you are ZANU-PF, then you get into government. If you are not, then you are a puppet, you are an agent, you are something. Your first name becomes puppet. Yeah. If they don't call you a criminal. You see. So that's, yeah.
Yeah. Rita Makarao. Yeah. Where's that photo that I sent you, Mr. Mawere, of Rita Makarao kneeling down, submitting herself to the president of Zimbabwe, saying, Baba, Zamakani Tumandaita, Mawere na peza nahi.
Peza. So you have...
Shit. You see, it comes back to Kamambo mentioned before, Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Those words, Yeah. Even if it's that, even if it's
Yeah.
That, what did you say? That when I'm to me, where did I put? We even if it again.
All right.
Give me a very, very big message.
So let me just get that. There's somebody says, Mawere, why are you on social media all the time? Are you married?
Yeah.
And the person is obviously concerned about how I use my time. Yeah. And what is he doing, Felicitas? And what you Wazukuru? But Wazukuru wa Felicitas ere. Imagine you are.
Right, can you see that picture, Mr. Mawere? We're talking about. Of course, we've got our Zimbabwean culture, whatever they call it, whereby women they kneel down.
Yeah.
Then we've got what we call professionalism.
Yeah.
Right? Now, when I look at that judgment, when I look at that picture is simply telling me, Rita Makaro is saying, Baba, who's next?
Yeah, she was briefing the president and say, I have done the job. I need a promotion now. Yeah.
Sakahesh, Mugabe biggest blunder, Mugabe captured the judiciary, Mugabe blunder.
No, you may discover that Mugabe had no idea of what was going on, but we assume that one man knows because when you go to Makarao, she would tell you that I'm just applying the law. Yeah, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I'm just doing my job.
Yeah.
That would be the answer.
That's right.
I was just doing my job.
Yeah.
Right? So that means this law, a job that you know, you're doing
it. So there she is. Says she kneels. So let's go to Martin Luther King. You wanted something on Martin Luther King?
Yeah, please. It will conclude everything here.
All right. So and let's go here and you see what menace this woman is. Okay, this is Martin Luther King Jr., 1963. And it says, the promissory note and the bank of justice. There's a promise and then there's a bank to get the promise honored. In a sense, we have come to our nation's capital to cash a check that the 1963 march on Washington, when the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men would be guaranteed the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious that that America is defaulted, like Zimbabwe has defaulted, on this promissory note, insofar as yes, citizens of color are concerned. in Zimbabwe, we can say, as far as citizens are concerned, instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check, which has come back marked insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. So we have come to cash this check, a check that will give us, upon demand, the riches of freedom and the security of justice. That's what Martin Luther King said.
What is he saying that? I don't believe that Martin Luther King up.
Yeah? Martin Luther King argued when the framers of the document called Declaration of Independence converted ideas into paper, there was a declaration that we hold this truth to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights. And among these are the right to life, right of liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So when THZ created Andrew Wright, and Andrew Wright was a shareholder in UKI, they expected that a judge like Makarau would honor that promise, that a share is property, and if you have property, then it is the duty of the courts to protect and defend your rights, to allow you to benefit from the protection of the law. They never expected you go to the bank and come out with no shares. You go to the bank with a check, you come out with no money. They never thought that a judge would be an instrument. You could undermine my rights of the people. So Martin Luther King was talking about that. Let's go to Washington in March at the nation's capital. That the Bank of Freedom is bankrupt. The Bank of Justice is bankrupt. And today, Zimbabwe is 40 years, plus some change.
Correct.
After reading that,
Correct.
After reading that judgment, can you understand what Martin Luther King was saying in 1963?
Mr. Mawere, there's someone called Kudzai Karoro. He wants to join us. Can I please have a link?
Oh, you know him?
Kudzai, I don't remember him. I think he's new to me.
Yeah, I think let's do one where we just finish, and then
Yep.
then we can then go into the merits, because people don't want us to share. Some people are interested in whether I'm married or not, and whether what happens outside the cameras is their business or my business. So when I say working on my dash, and I have taken, they would have asked Martin Luther King the same question. You idiot, are you married? Yes, he was married. What was he doing marching on Washington? What was he doing being beaten up? They will say the man was an idiot. They will say that. So we are all judged by this problem that we face. Instead of saying, how do we read like what you did, which is very impressive. You said after Mapunga, I want to read this judgment just to get a better understanding of Zimbabwe. Through the mind of Makarau.
Zimbabwe. You people are watching, you are telling me, Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. Bank of Justice, the investors, the so-called investors, do you know about this thing called these laws in Zimbabwe? Our judges and the lawyers there, in our courts. Are you learning something here, good people? I'm learning. Dara.
Hey, a person like Tembi is worried. People should stop following this MM. They are now having 32 to 35 views. Imagine you are worried about views. And somebody saying people should stop. Why can't you just imagine Tembi just stopped watching? She will not have to make that comment. But what we are learning.
Do yourself justice. Do yourself justice, Tembi. Is it Tembi? What's the name of the person?
Tembi Dube.
Tembi Dube. It's easy if you do it yourself. Just stop watching Masimba. When you are telling other people to stop, okay, those who agree with Tembi, please go with Tembi. I'm sick and tired of these comments, man.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just focus on the from the conversation that I had with Brian Manyati. Did you find it useful?
Very useful, Dara. But now, again, how many brains are coming to you now? Hey, Dara, I don't know how do you manage your time.
Yeah, Ansji?
How do you manage your time, Dara? So there are many brains coming. How do you manage that, Dara?
No, that's why I recorded to share with you so that I don't have to do it.
Exactly. You don't have to repeat yourself.
Yeah, so that we build a community around that. Yeah.
Yeah, even this life, I say, nobody go and watch the life. That's it.
Yeah, you don't
need to repeat.
And those people are asking, why do we need C to C? Then you just say, like, I just had two people who joined, and I asked them to read that thread, and they are reading. So one of them has already responded, and he says, I'm willing to learn. We can only learn from it. How law is used and abused by power. Would you want to read the judgment? You can forward it. I'm still going through what you sent earlier, the thread. So instead of me starting a new conversation, I just send the thread. And I'll just send this video.
Yes. Okay. Yep, that's good.
So that I don't have to repeat myself.
Otherwise, you will be busy.
Otherwise, I've done this for the last, imagine this judgment is 15 years old.
15 years old. 15 years old. I think I'm a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you ask how many people actually know how dangerous our judges are, they only know because of the political cases, the Supreme Court judgment, and you end there. So it's like Urukuvuma South. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But why would you miss spend his time going to courts with such things like this? It doesn't make sense to me.
No, but once you find, like in the US now, there's a vacancy created by Justice Ginsburg, who passed on. And Trump is already nominated. They want to fill that vacancy quickly because it does matter. If you get judges like Makarau, you're okay.
But the rich woman, but he is a lawyer and an oath. Amana,
no, she doesn't even believe she's accountable to you because most people don't know specifics. So when you are talking about judges, they'll just lump them in and use political cases only to show that there's a problem in the judiciary. So imagine we have democracy in case studies. Then one will say, I got another judgment. Yeah.
The problem that I'm unknownness. Rita grew up in Mabuku. That's the storyline, right? From Mabuku. Rita, she said she wanted to do something for the black people. That's what inspired Rita to go to law school. And the same Rita again is doing this to another black man.
Yeah.
What is she talking about? Can you see? He's a liar now. Rita Matao, you're a liar. You're not a principled person. She's not principled there. You're just after money.
But
shame.
How many people are interested in you using that judgment just to show that on this judgment alone you have no confidence?
Not anymore.
Yeah. No, I'm saying is how many of the people who are here who are following you, maybe you can ask them so that we close. Those who are interested in Mkoma Masimba unpacking this judgment and exposing the people in it.
Yeah, they know him that I go deeper for sure. Rita, we are now in trouble. After this video, I better video Rita.
Yeah.
I've been a BhukuReBenzi.
Yeah. So it means you can now start interrogating. And then you take that now and read it. So if you have any more questions on that you need me to answer.
Yes. I want that. I'm going to read him. That I take over.
Yeah.
That will be Sanyash.
Right. So Mark says, Hans kuvima wakabata sauti. So unoenda court uchitoziva judgment. Unospecify munhu uchitoziva kuti ndoda kumutorera zvinhu zvake.
I see, Mr. Mawere, the last time I heard you talking to BT on your show.
Yeah.
I have a question for BT. Where would you go to spend time going to courts with Nelson Chamisa? Yet they know someone like Mawere went through that. Are they wasting our time as supporters of MDC? They know what coaches are going to do. But can you see they're playing with us games here? They're not being serious.
No, they live in a silo called MDC. Anything that is out of that silo, they don't regard Mawere as a person. They speak the same language like Maponga, who says Mawere is fugitive. Because I read it in the Herald. The Herald is a source, authentic source of the truth. So when they say Mawere akatiza, they don't care about the facts. So if you go to BT, you were a lawyer in the same matter before Makarau. Why has it taken you 15 years to say nothing?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you spend 15 years? If you go to Komich, if you go to Monzora to say you are the constitutionalists read this judgment, you know what they will tell you? They will tell you that, Mawere, I don't have time to read it. They are not like a person like you and Brian, who actually took time to read it.
Well, this judgment is very short. It's a no through road. It shows you it's a no through road. So what if you don't, for example, commit now Chamisa and a bit. If you don't have time to read it, then you want to go to those courts.
Yeah.
You're just playing politics.
So why don't you call Comich?
Yeah. Dara, if I call them my future leaders, I'm in trouble, Dara. I can see disaster.
And this guy says, don't talk about it. And you are just a bitter, useless old man. He's angry at me.
Oh, this young man, I'll teach you how to answer that one. You go like, oh, you young man. He calls you old man just for like young man. How are you, young man? Yeah, because you see, Dara, don't worry about my comments. My comments never been there. Let's focus on the topic depends.
Okay, the other. Yeah.
Ha! Yeah, the well, it's like a Yandy Waza. You can use sota. You can say, Rita Macaroon. Tendai beat me. He was there who caught what you want. But the same Tendai beat Zula with a quota. Eh, she will not challenge a coupe, but he knows it's a no through road. He knows that. Dara,
no, I'll give you the. I think let's have a show on BT. Yeah,
I'm ready for meeting.
In the judgment, and then I'll give you his number so that we can arrange with him to.
I got the broker, Dara. I got the broker, Dara. Sometimes I'm Dara BhukuReBenzi. I got the broker.
How broker say?
I want to have a bit. You go to Simba. Muruki came in this. Chitira.
Oh, when was that?
Part of the time. Then the other time, I come invite on which you launch a program. Oh, yeah. The Bangut, what about late? That was that. That's my cause.
Are you sure it's the same Tendai? Honorable Tendai? Hello?
Hello?
Are you sure it's Honorable Tendai?
Yes, my brother, Honorable Tendai.
Yeah. Are you sure?
100%. He can even check his WhatsApp. He blocked me recently.
Are you confident in what you are saying, or just trying to?
Mama Were Ndara, I'm very confident, right? Papi tinapa zangu anazo. Nakatomfonera msunu ya papa. Kati mkoma ndakulauncha BhukuReBenzi.
Yeah.
Mkoma ndakatarisa BhukuReBenzi solution in Zimbabwe. Ndokuti muyo mucho unao. Kuti muri vice president wangu ni. Asi kuye mjisi kwa jamsai mani pa receipt yangu ndakabhadhara mari kuno kostera $30 membership fee. Andira kana receipt yangu. Mkoma, what are you doing bad? Uyo block. Mkoma.
Is it?
Andira kana receipt Mr. Mawere here. I paid money to be a member. I was the organizing secretary for Australia branch.
Yeah.
I resigned. Then I wanted to talk to him, to help him. By only one point. To engage with him, not to help him. I'm sorry, I can't help anyone. Just to share with him with my experience in Australia here.
Yeah.
I paid $30 young. I'm the organizing secretary. You want me to go and knock people's doors to invite them to the party? Yes, yeah. I don't have a receipt myself. I will look stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Then I was telling
are you sure it's actually BT knows what you are talking about?
I told him all those things, but because when he's talking to people like Mutumwa Mawere, this kind of lawyer level, I'm going to show why we.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, so I didn't know.
He's my good brother of mine.
But do you think he remembers the judgment from your side? Do you think he even remembers, or he was just acting as a lawyer, except where the issue of succession is concerned?
You see, all I'm saying to you, Mr. Mawere, Miti was there. I saw his name there. That was in 2005. Now in 2020, Miti was in government. He was in government as a finance minister. Right? After government, he wants to come back again in 2020. Can you see? If we can't fix up a mistake, we are doing nothing. This is now 2020. Just because there's a mess which needs to be fixed up. We are wasting time.
But do you think Bitiano remembers, or is a busy man trying to remove Mnangagwa and lead Zimbabwe to Canaan?
Well, he might say, I forgot about it. I'll give him the judgment that denied. We can just forward it to him.
No, but maybe you can ask the people who are following whether any one of them, whether any.
I'm just on the phone. Please, thank you. Mr. Boy,
but are you sure you are talking about the correct BT?
Yes, Tendai BT, the DP, DPOMDC. Thank you very much.
And if you phone him,
you see,
he won't pick up your phone.
He won't pick up my phones. He doesn't pick up my phones. They got to block, just like what Tidwa did. Block Mkoma Masimba. They got to block Mkoma Masimba. Here any problem. I told them, you shall see me one day. I'll be back.
Okay.
Now I'm writing a book because I'm angry.
So after you read this judgment and you sleep at night, do you think Zimbabwe's judiciary, with Makarau on it, in the highest court of the land, is?
Right? But I'm going to share with them now in their own language. Once we say, Izalo, where I simplify things. Good ones we say, and I own up. Good one, tight. Tripartite singe jokuma. Same problem that happened in 2005. Achina Massa is still alive. Instead of focus on Achina Massa to share with us their mistakes, so that the next generation won't repeat those things. Takapusa. I even questioned Ruveneko before. Like, Ruveneko, you are a journalist. Why don't you think of trying to go on Achina Massa? And then they will share their experience. Past is past. Let it be a lesson. Fungo is Ruveneko. Ngoma Simba's not as a journalist. Why don't you go back and and say, I'm here in the Araba? What depends about you?
But a few weeks ago, you had the Toneo, who is Tech magazine, and he left the show. Has he ever called you to follow up on the story?
Did you see what I saw that day when I told you?
Yeah.
They just want to come. They get when they go, they disappear. They use you like a condom. Happens what can do it. Maponga was here. Dara don't teach him Dara. But Dara, do you know me? Maponga, yes, I know Mawere. Who is Mawere? Who is a fugitive? Then you say, I want to work with you. All you want is just to come and get your knowledge or get your experience and go. Right? Akam Tambara did the same here. Makam phone up and showed up. I don't respect the Iowa. Dara on the phone. Jalu kumpan what he means. I don't have a mania wizard. But I'm doing this job, I'm building a community that help people community. These people that they just want to use you and go. And I promise myself I'll never use them that. I want to learn from you. When I learn from you, I share what I learn.
So
I just want to use them and go.
So you find that if you go to BT, you won't want to talk about this.
Dara, he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about even the mistake. It's just about you now. It's about the law. He doesn't even talk about it. He was the finance minister. He had a chance. He's in parliament right now, BT. He's in parliament. It is quiet. It's quiet. It's selfish. You just have a vote. I voted with it. You only get votes.
But what about a person like Job Sikala?
They are just the same. They don't have time to come back and say, I've learned this, I'm going to do this. They don't do that. They are selfish, those people. My brothers are selfish in that. I'm talking to you as a father. I'm selfish brothers.
Yeah.
They're very selfish.
So
you can't tell me, Job Scholar, you know about this. Okay, you know Mawere. What do you know about Mawere? He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. If you have to ask him, what do you know about Mawere? What have you learned from Mawere case study? What have you done? About those years old. I would chase about chase the slogans. Now I want everyone to get their value. You know, the value for value. We are all created equally. But some people are selfish in that. Especially when I talk to when the way suits there. One of the changes. Thank God there's only one. So to say enough is enough. Let's be fair. Value for value.
So you think these guys are just in it for what? To just take positions or what in government?
Dara, take it like this. Look at the family setup. I'll put you like Baba. Right? Mutikushanda mtine power. Balam komanda kuma board of my university. Ini ndiri go twende kuma shuri. Dara maji dara akula. Achaka shanda bashande kudara. Right? Balam komanga ondira sofu. Dasala mdara chidi panako. Dara mutara history man. Yakutoro usaka famba si. Kun balam koma muripi. Balam koma ro pila oba lokutita ma president. But oba lokutita ma president say balam koma kumdara anyake makazo papa na si. Asitau. They are selfish, Dara. You never mentioned those people. They never learned anything from you, Dara. They never have to come back to school.
So,
learning is sharing.
Yeah.
They took what they learned and then they kept it. What they learned, they kept it themselves. That is selfishness starts now.
So
share what they learned.
Maybe, so you are saying that if you don't share this judgment, they will not even talk about it.
They will not even talk about it.
Is it not just...
They are playing old politics. They are not playing 2020 politics. They are still thinking of rally. They don't know what, just to fight for this judgment. For BT is a lawyer. I fought this law in Zimbabwe. I'm a parliamentarian. That will make you BT for sure. You get your value. They want to focus on Mnangagwa. Focus on these simple things here. It's opposition.
So are they playing Mnangagwa or they are playing issues that will make Zimbabwe great?
They just want to be in power, Mdara. All they want is to be in power. But they are not fit. They are not qualified to be the ones in power. Why? Look at their attitude. They are very arrogant people. Very arrogant people. Ignorant. And they don't like to share what they learn. They like to keep it to themselves.
Are you sure that is the general feeling of Wanuaruguti Chamisa Chete?
Because Chamisa, right, had you 2.6 million people, right? That's good. But Chamisa would acha pinda panyanga. Remember, Rita Makarawa warning Pepe when 2005 fire. The warning is there. That's a warning. That's a signal. When Malema asked Mama, give me a signal, I managed to connect the dots. But Mama, give me a signal. What are the signals? These are the signals. This judgment is a signal. Don't waste your time and our time to support us. Let's try to re-strategize ourselves. One thing at a time. Signal is there. if you ignore the signal, it's a no-through road. This judgment, in short, it is telling me, Simba, when it comes to judiciary in Zimbabwe, no-through road,
but are you not? But how come you didn't know about this judgment until 2 days ago?
That's why I said I'm now writing a book. I'm learning that. Every day I'm learning. I'm learning that.
So if you don't, if you know there are people do you know anything about the judgment Mutumwa Masimba is talking about?
I bet they don't know, because they don't follow Chamisa, who doesn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Doesn't even talk about it. They don't know.
Fraser Mutumwa, who is a member of C2C, says MDC is just as bad as ZANU-PF. Do you agree with Fraser?
I don't know. I don't know Fraser. I'm talking about MDC leaders, Chamisa, Sikala, and BT. Those are the ones I'm talking
about. What about Washman Mube?
That one, Mdara. Washman Mube.
He's a lawyer, isn't he?
He's an academic.
What about Maduku?
My brother Maduku. A lawyer with A grade. With an A grade.
Yeah.
But he knows about it. He's always in court. He's actually defending Cooper right now. Because you know why? Because they know when it's chance to go frustrate MGC. Otherwise, Maduku knows. If you go and represent Chamisa, he knows he's smart.
So you think this is a white man's problem or what? Mapunga says there is a white man problem.
That's why I was quiet. I was like, my brother Joshua, here you're going to learn if you want to learn. If you want to come and start to do speeches here, you're going to get in trouble. Because here we copy word by word here. Right? It's you with the political party. It's you looking for help.
Yeah.
If you again want to start throwing stones, then this party is not going to shake up at the Mapunga.
Yeah.
Attitude problem. Are we a fool of I know. What do you know? Share what you know. I'm African. What is an African? He failed to answer that question. So that party Mapunga ungaita go narrow. But my basis a party against identity politics ya utamba. Ilikuwa na Professor Lumumba na Malema yuko pan Africa ya ushaka nacho ongoriko. It's identity politics whereby you tell me I'm black, I'm African. So we must come together. I'm like, no, I'm a human being. And you too are a human being. You play your part, you pull your wagon, I pull my wagon. Color I just stand in 2020, there's no color in 2020. How come I'm in Australia and I'm black? That proves color I just stand. I've got daughters born in Australia. Right? That shows. So are you telling me my daughter is in Zimbabwe? What does she know about Zimbabwe? Just a surname, which she can even change when she wants. Titiri shallow. Because people like cannot beat it. I cannot keep information. I want to share. They were using titles. I'm a lawyer. So in me too, I'm a lawyer. That's all lawyer of it.
What about Temba Muliswa?
What about what?
Temba Muliswa.
Temba, I can't tell you one. I can find one. You don't know what I'm on. You don't know what I'm on. The guy bomb coma. He told me, I found Temba 2 days ago. But I'm going to you know the same Bible skills. You don't know what I'm on. Otherwise, you know, you over tight.
Okay. So who do you look up to if you were to use this judgment? Who can you talk to about this judgment? About Makarao problem?
I want to talk to BT. Why BT? Because BT, there was a time I heard you talking to him. That shows you talk to BT too. So I want to talk to BT about this. But how am I not teasing, Baba?
No, he will not even come and know. Because I tried, anything you ask him, it must be what he wants to hear.
That's what exactly, you know, the selfishness. You sound cheating.
Yeah.
BT, the only way you can talk to BT Kachida kumpasira utaite VP yake amamawirana man. Once we start to bring other side, yo way, what man. Then that's why I said, remember, I'm looking for Malema. When I talk to Malema, they're gonna come and say, oh, Jani Kumpano. You know, Dine Magandi Ginwa by one info. So I'm on a mission to go find my border.
But you had you were Sikala wants to talk to Pandu Olomisa. But if I ask him to talk to you, he won't want to talk to you. Yet you know
Please,
something.
Talk to me. Why can't you call him right now? Can you try to call Skalam? I want to schedule show now.
Yeah, I've tried. I think it's not on. Let me just try again. Okay, Job. It's just calling, but it's not ringing. So, but we can get hold of him and see whether he agrees. He would rather talk to Bandu Olomisa. But maybe we should schedule a show with Bandu Olomisa so that you can brief him on this judgment and see what he says.
Please, I need to brief him.
Yeah. It's just calling, but no response. So yeah. So
remember I said he was very.
Yeah. So you think among Zimbabwean politicians there's no honesty?
There's no honesty in Dara. That's why they always do private meetings, which you taught me there's nothing called a private meeting, Simba. There's nothing secret between me and you. Whatever you say, Simba, I record. If you don't want to say it, keep it yourself. You see, no wonder why they're always in closed doors. You see, that's all the politics. These days, when Trump is on Twitter, the president of America, he tweets. What is he showing you? He's showing you in 2020. Use Kafoni Kakwekaka. In fact, point someone also agree with me. But the common one old system at Shanghai. To Garapa, Twitter so. But the movie, Papa, Apana.
So you think you won't get anyone an interest? You could discuss what the problem in specific terms. Charo Chak wants the citation of the judgment.
I need to look for the even a spokesperson who is it for them who alliance?
Yeah.
California is private. As the spokesperson it's private phone. Can the spokesperson not?
Yeah.
Can you see? They don't talk about them. Don't put some push. Say alliance all to deal in don't put please do not for them.
For them, I don't talk to her. I mean, Simba Chikant and Dianutaura. I mean, Simba maybe Dianutaura. Let's try Simba to Anubatikari.
Try Simba. Yes, Simba journalist. So, who's the guy to be in judgment?
Kutano is here. He may say, I don't care, I want to kupisa mnanga kwatega. And so Yasimba is ringing, he could have a show. Let's see whether he picks up. It's ringing. And Anzi, you don't need to talk to Malema. Talk directly to our Zimbabwean politicians. Anzi, Mkwama Simba, you are lying. Our Zimbabwean politicians are as open as anything. They will talk to you, and you are a liar.
Those who allergies should always bring their.
No,
I'm telling you what I'm telling you. It's recorded. It's a statement of fact. So if you want to challenge what I said, you bring your view level. Because you talk to me, do you think I talk to him? You see?
Yeah.
Because you got access to even Father Emma here, you think I got access. I don't have. I'm here right now, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Father, you are a spokesperson, you, spokeswoman. We party, and you are private.
Yeah, so yeah, well, good to know. We trust our politicians, but we don't trust Mutumwa Masimba.
You need to trust me.
Are you not hearing what they're saying?
But they don't have to trust me. Who am I? And any leadership position, I'm just in but don't worry about me, my brother. I don't even think about trusting me.
Yeah.
You're going too far. I never promised you anything, my brother. Or sister. I am just pulling my wagon. That's the thing I need judgment and the that's what I'm talking about. But in the air, we showed we know through what you got to do. Now, come on, also zero, come on now. But you know through this is a signal that you fight it up. Before you zimri, we name with the SMM. Right? What is
Kune 25 judgments. You see what Makarawi is saying is what Malaba said as well. The current Chief Justice.
Exactly.
So
they gave us the signals long back in Dara.
Yeah. So do you have confidence Kutuana Ava Varigu Judiciary? They are guardians to protect constitutionalism.
That is what is on the paper, written in black on a white paper. Right? They even did my sworn in our. Even the President Mugabe promised to honor the Constitution. After that, you see, that's a problem.
But she says Zakaitwa Mugabe Angaripo.
Statement about the king. I got the judiciary in no banking. Justice. Open the money check here, that is your court application. Anyway, now we are. Right? Maja bank justice ku Zimbabwe rakapashwa kudhara. Rakavhiringiswa kudhara. So why are they wasting their time going to those courts? Nobody question number one now. Oh, they want to try lucky.
I thought kana vanongo surface up vanenge vanzwa kuti pane nyaya yavo.
I think what the view kuti Zimbabwe nenyaya dzake is nyaya dzedu also. But I'm kuona kuti aiwa the same court amda kuenda iyoyo. I just quote amakafunza kuchikora chamisa. Because tine court. Ya court yeZANU-PF.
Is it court yeZANU-PF or court yevanhu vanozviti ZANU-PF vari mugovernment yevanhu?
Court yevanhu vanozviti isu mazanu. People like Chinamasa. What is Chinamasa? Yeah, kamdareka pati Chinamasa. Yeah, Uncle Patrick. They call him Uncle Patrick. Yeah. But
after you read the Reconstruction Act, what is your take on a person like Chinamasa? Kuti musoro make munei chaizvo?
Ndara inonzi nhamo yakaipa Mdara. Nhamo yakaipa Chingwane. Ukapinda comfort zone. Utasaka nevangu vari comfort zone. But Chinamasa, you went into comfort zone through politics, right? Then there are some people like Mawere, they're in the comfort zone through their hard working. Then you want to bring them to politics. Then they refuse. Then you say, no, Sota. Can you see what's happening here?
No, but you are making an allegation. But the same thing happened to Kuange. The same thing happened to Zimbabwe. Mawere hako.
This law that I tell Mawere, yakwapita munhu wese ari under Zimbabwe. Right?
Yeah.
So Mawere is in a good example. Wange is not here. You are here right now. So I can't talk about Wange. I can just mention Wange. But I can't talk about them because there's no one representing Wange here.
But you have
So
just
this law-
read a judgment in not stock exchange yairepresentwa navabiti haina kukwanisa kuprotecta a shareholder weZimri. What is your take on that? That here you have a stock exchange, you have shareholders who are listed. One promise yekuti once I'm listed, I benefit from the protection of the law. And this happens in your face, and BT representing the stock exchange. And since 2005, he has been quiet on this. What kind of country would allow this to happen? Could shareholder for 15 years, you are separated from your property by force of law, and a judge called Makarau says it's okay. When you sleep, do you sleep correctly?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, after reading that judgment,
Yeah.
It provoked me. And I was in Zimbabwe, but then I was there. 2005.
Were you in Zimbabwe?
I was in Zimbabwe. I left Zimbabwe in 2007.
But nobody gave you a signal.
Nobody gave me a signal. Mawere akatibira mari yedu. And I was an IT guy at computers with me. But I never did further researches. How stupid am I?
Also, when they were saying I'm a fugitive, you actually believed I'm a fugitive.
That's why I even approached you. Mawere, if you remember how I approached you.
Yeah. No, I remember. But paida ubvisa mai juru vakati chii?
Do you know this guy Mawere anonzi Tichatonga Nzekete? He's my very good friend.
Where is he?
I think it was last time he was in the America. I think he's a chartered accountant. He's more on accounting, but he likes politics too.
Yeah.
We had a show with him long back. I'll look for his number. I lost his number.
Okay, no, yeah. Okay. Ansina TMB, they were benefiting from something to give out that sort of judgment. So she's accusing Makarau, good Makarau, as independent, as impartial. Anotoa referee are player as well. That's what Tembi said.
Tembi. Saka Tembi, not good is or not good is against. What do you say, you Tembi now? What do you say to that now? To what Makarau did, to that judgment?
So, vamwacho avasitomboziva kuti judgment yatiri kutaura ndeipi. Yavanongoziva judgment yapatel yeMDC. So vazhinji havana interest nezvinhu zvisiri musailo yepower yekubvisa Mnangagwa. But while this judgment was alive, was Mnangagwa a minister of justice or injustice?
He was the minister of justice.
Are you sure?
He is now the president of Zimbabwe. Yeah.
But why are you targeting? Why are you targeting BT when Mnangagwa actually saw this law through? He never opened. He never said anything.
BT, it's easy for me to talk to BT because I spoke to him before. I haven't spoken to Mnangagwa. So if I said that go of talking to Mnangagwa, I'm lying to myself. It's too early for me to say I want to talk to Mnangagwa. I'm on my way to him.
All right. Mr. Mawere, maybe the reason he never said anything is because they associate with you with ZANU. associate me with ZANU. Imagine. So for him, his chickens were coming home to roost. So Mawere, don't complain. Uri ZANU iwe.
Okay.
So Mutumwa Mazimba watokaptwa naMawere. Ari kutokuseenzesa. ZANU izvi. ndo maitira azvo kuita chiplatform chokuda kuita zvinhu zvake kuitira kuti aite self-vindicator, akuita sokuti mwana waMwari, akuita sokuti isaint. Mawere is ZANU PF. So Mutumwa Mazimba, in the judgment, did you see this impression yekuti ZANU PF, or the judgment was against or for ZANU PF? So he's saying that the reason that BT may not want to say anything, Chamisa may not want to say anything, because they already have judged you, Mawere. So anything to do with Mawere is not national. It's partisan politics. So Mutumwa Mazimba, itai benzi, haikona kuseenzeswa nevanhu vepati vanoburana zvavo mupamba zvaitaura Bishop Maponga kuti Mawere anga ari muLions Den achidya nemamwe maLions. So Mutanaura ari kuti Mutumwa Mazimba, how can you be navana biti havauyi kutaura nenyaya yeMawere? Because nyaya yeMawere haiwanisi mavhoti. So you misunderstand how bribe and corruption works. Judges all have two brand new cars. This is 2005. They also earn money in USD, $8,500 monthly included. They also have police.
And the chauffeur.
Yeah. Don't expect them to rule against the end that fits them. That's how courts work. No, Mutanaura says it's not me who is saying this. Mawere. Not me. You can't challenge a court judgment now. No, it was challenged. This is part one. Mutumwa Mazimba judgment. Yachidya usiku on the same thing. Then Mutumwa Mazimba will go to heaven. Not now knowing. So we just did one judgment for now. So you can fight, but what Mutanaura is saying, Mutumwa Mazimba, how do you deal with this? That those who are in politics see Mnangagwa as an enemy. They are saying, we can't use Mawere to fight Mnangagwa. Then Moses, what happened to Daniel Shumba? He used to be active on your platform. It's our platform, Moses. What do you need Dr. Shumba when Mutumwa Mazimba is angry? Are you angry, Moses? Moses is not angry that this judgment exists, and that judge probably has sentenced more people to go to prison who are innocent. And Moses is not concerned that the judiciary is tainted. If the judiciary is tainted, Moses, are you satisfied that one man in the name of Daniel Shumba can do everything? And what happened? If you had Daniel Shumba, what did you do? That's the reason why Mutumwa Mazimba is asking. Wake up, Zimbabwe. Vhura maziso. So that's where we are, Mutumwa Mazimba. Mawere can fight anyone
very much.
if he wants to. If he is willing to be part with his money, paying his lawyers. Tembi doesn't know I've been in court 25 times, and President Mnangagwa even he commented on it. Do you want to see that, Tembi? Yeah? Do you want me to put on the screen, Tembi? Because there are many people who think that I have not been in court. There have been too many signals, but they think this is a joke. But you want to hear what the president said?
Can you play it, please?
Including, so if you type Mnangagwa, $75 million, $75 million, and SMM. Yeah. So that's the. So let me share the screen. So there are many people who don't understand how Zimbabwe works. Yeah. This is a Business Times redefining business. SMM to inject 75 million to bring asbestos production to full capacity. That was on June 15, 2018, campaigning. This is the president now. SMM and gas mine in Mashaba was shut down in 2004 following government's problems with owner Mutumwa Mawere. Government's problems. It has gone through several litigation cases since as Mawere tries to regain ownership of his empire. President Mnangagwa said that the mines were reopened after government won 22 out of 23 litigation cases. Only one case is still pending, but it doesn't stop them. Do you see that, Mkwama?
Yes.
This is the president boasting that Makarau did a good job. So one of the 22 cases is Makarau judgment. Huh? So Mkwama Zimba, you see, a person like Tembi does not do even, I just Googled now and I found that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Maafu says everyone in diaspora is an opposition. I think this will help us. Now they believing that you are looking for your mother. They now know that BhukuReBenzi richapfuura nemuma corridors of power.
Looking for my mother.
Yeah.
What I'm doing.
Hans Mnangagwa agreed, regain ownership of his empire. How can you regain something that was bought with government money? That's what Maponga said to you. And Tembi is just noticing that there's funny here. Yeah? He admitted that it's yours. How can someone in government say, I won against the owner? That a thief won against the owner. No, Tembi, do you understand the significance of your observation? Mkwama mabata zutara Tembere. Iyo, no comment ya Tembi. No, she's saying Mnangagwa said the newspaper is talking about regaining.
don't you join us, Tembi?
No, Tembi says, I don't need to Google. I say stuff to bring out such discussions. But if Mkoma Mazimba was not here, how do you bring it up? On what platform? He has been saying, let's get into a community so that we have conversations, Tembi. But not to wait for you to provoke others like a dog. Why become a dog, Tembi? When you're a full human being, if you are interested in something, understand how your government works. What Tembi is saying, regain ownership of his empire. She is saying, how can you regain something that was never yours? According to Bishop Maponga, this company was acquired with government money. Yeah? And he admitted that it's yours. So by saying that in the paper, how you win a case after stealing a company from somebody? Imagine I steal your car. Then I boast that I won 22 out of 23 cases. And the thief was the one who was told it's okay for you to steal. I rape a woman, I go to court, then I say I've won. She was a prostitute. And Lori says, just out of interest, I hope justice will be served one day so you get back what is rightfully yours, Mr. Mawere. Did I come here to say I want something that is mine? I'm just educating other people. I thought Mutumwa Mawere wanted to learn. You are not a court of law. But Lori seems to think that I'm here. I hope. Lori, are you safe knowing that a judge like Makarau is in the Constitutional Court? Are you safe? And then he says, how did you acquire? Imagine I stole the company. What? Who should be the complainant? And how did you acquire anyway? And between you and me, we have been to court. The people I acquired, I can't steal a company. But people want to know, how did you get this beautiful woman and you are ugly? Huh? So what Lord is saying, I don't deserve to own. So there's something fishy. So that's what the government takes advantage of. People who are doubting Thomases. People of little faith, they say, Mawere, how did you acquire? Because there's something that doesn't make sense. Yeah? So what Lord is asking, she's not alone. Yeah? So please don't listen to Maponga. He's acting like Judas Iscariot. We want to learn from you. And it's a pain to them now. So Mutumwa Simba, that's why another member of C2C. How are you?
I'm all right, Mr. Mawere. How are you?
Hey, they want to see you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can become the only one who is seen.
Why the only one? Hello?
Yeah,
Why,
okay. Go ahead.
Why the only one?
No, because we are known already. We have been. They now even know how I look like, even if I wear the same clothes. They know which one I was wearing yesterday. That's why I don't want to be seen.
Okay. I also thought my face is not attractive, and
Mr. Chiwai is in Botswana. Hello?
Yes.
No, he's gone. Okay, go ahead, Mutumwa Mawere.
Hi, Mr. Chiwai is gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Mr. Mawere, thank you very much for this. I'll take it as a lesson. And I'll carry over.
Okay, he's back. He's back. Let's hear what he wants to say. Yeah, there he is. I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just joining. There's a problem of network here. It's raining very heavy.
But we can see you.
Oh, okay. Yes, I was just following. I didn't hear the background or what you were discussing.
Okay. No, Mutumwa Mawere, you can go ahead.
My brother, how are you?
I'm all right, Masimba. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Okay, today, yesterday I got a judgment. And,
Yes, sir.
it was issued by Justice Rita Makarao.
Yes,
About
sir.
Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
right? Have you seen it? Have you gone through it, or have you heard about it?
I got it, but I haven't read it. I haven't finished it.
Okay, so we can start with what you have covered so far.
Sorry?
Wait, what have you covered so far? What have you covered so far?
I think I only covered maybe 1 or 2 pages.
Let's talk about those 2 pages. What's your take? Yeah, what's your take so far?
Let me be informed. Let me get the whole information first. But well, let's discuss from where you were, your point of view.
My brother, you are telling me you have covered 2 pages so far, right?
Yes.
We have finished the whole judgment. So I would like to discuss with you what you have covered so far. So I'm asking to start your presentation on what you have. You said 2 pages, 1 or 2 pages. So talk about those 2 pages, my brother. That's okay for now.
Masimba. Brother Masimba, let's do this. I want to know where you were with the discussion. I shouldn't bring you back, but I'm the one who is just joining, isn't it?
Okay, Mr. Mawere, you can take over. I think
I think that's why Vamasimba vari kuti tine C2C. We are training each other to read with a view to understanding.
Yes, sir.
And since you have come here and you are aware of the judgment, there are people who don't read at all. So whenever you're having a conversation, it ends up on Asgata. So he's just inquiring, if you have read 2 pages, let us get the 2 pages that you have read so that we make our introduction to you on what you have read. If you have not read anything at all, that's fine. You can say, I have not read. Because there are people out there who are angry with the judiciary, who are angry with the government without anything specific. So they will take in generalities. Zanu yakadai, Zanu yakadai.
You see, that's why I was saying I wouldn't want to take him back, because I'm not well informed on that judgment. What I read, I was just browsing to see, like you had sent something, which I was just browsing, and I haven't gone through almost every piece of information that you have given me.
Did you listen to the audios?
Still, I only listened to those 2 that I said I I listened earlier on.
But you are a member of C2C. When did you join?
2 or 3 months back. 3 months back.
So far, have you benefited from being part of these conversations?
Yes, sir. I have benefited a lot. You know, I have learned quite a lot of stuff, especially where the perception that one would have being changed to a common perception.
So you are saying when people share ideas and they are connected and they begin to share ideas, then it means you can see a problem in a different light.
That's right.
So to that extent, you want Mutumwa Masimba just to share his own so that when you are reading, you can read easier than now just to read a judgment that you never read. Then you end up not understanding it.
And actually, the reason why I said I read 1 or 2 pages is because you see the terms there, from the lawyers and stuff, I'm not familiar. So I'm just getting into them. I want to learn.
Okay, so Mutumwa Masimba vacho vava vari kuti ina handisi lawyer, ndiri layman. But if BhukuReBenzi rikanditi just shed light kuti Mutumwa Masimba, since you have understood the judgment, can you share something for me to sleep over and become angry? Not angry at people I don't know like ZANU-PF. Then I end up hashtag ZANU-PF must fall. I must end up and say Mawere must fall because I know Mawere is evil from the judgment alone. So Mutumwa Masimba, he is asking to say, I've come here as a student from C to C to say, look, I am now a member. I benefit when other people share. And when I read the judgment, it becomes easier for me to read it when I am guided. That's why we go to school. So he doesn't mind to be in the school of knowledge, where knowledge is shared. So he's not here to be funny. He's here even Gaverenga 20 times. I may not get the insights that Mutumwa Masimba has.
Hello?
Hello?
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's there. So he's asking you just to share one insight to provoke him when he's now reading the judgment. He says, that's what the teacher was talking about. Then next time you can then ask him, from what we discussed, do you remember? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
So Mutumwa Masimba is not responding.
Okay. Number one, my brother, welcome to C2C. You paid your money, $30. Right?
Yes, sir.
Then
Yeah.
you got a copy of the judgment, right? Then you told me you have read 2 pages so far. That's what you told me. Then I asked you to share about those 2 pages. Then you failed. I'm going to ask you a question again. Remember, I'm not fighting you, my brother. It's a discussion. Okay? Did you read the judgment?
No, Tato
Or not yet?
Mutumwa Masimba
Because you know why, Mr. Mawere? One key lesson is going to take a brush aside.
Yeah.
As a C2C member, be honest with yourself. But when you promise me another member, let's talk about it.
No, Mutumwa Masimba, can I just help there? You know, sometimes I read a newspaper, I read the headline, and I browse through the subject, but I understand. Sometimes I don't remember, and that's human beings. Because I'm not a lawyer. And when I read things, I read with a different understanding. You don't dig deeper. So you are not an average person, Mukwama Simba. So don't judge people harshly.
Okay.
So you can just share what you know than saying, why don't you know? Because tomorrow you have to exam. Life is not an exam. I may not know, but from your explanation, I may actually understand the judgment from you as another member. So we are human beings.
Right.
So he didn't come here
Okay, my brother.
to be exposed that he has failed anyone. He didn't know he was coming for an exam.
Not only that, Mr. Mawere, Brother Masimba, listen, I read, but when you read, sometimes, especially the terms and the terminology, I'm not familiar with them. I need to reread and really get the message deep in me so that I can explain to the next person. Now you're just saying, I should explain to you when I couldn't understand certain terms that were used. So it means I don't have information.
Brother, I've learned to be very careful with my words. I remember
Yes,
very well. I asked you, can you please share with me what you have covered in your own words? It's a simple question. It's not an exam. Because now I'm talking to someone, I get an effort, right? So just share with me so far. That's what I asked it for. As simple as that. Because you told me we're wearing 2 pages. Right? By telling me we're wearing 2 pages, let's talk about those 2 pages. Those I want to hear from you so that it can move on. Hey, I say exam, but because you told me with your own words, like I'm wearing 2 pages, then I'm asking you, share with us those 2 pages that I'm wearing in your own words, in your own understanding. Then we take it from there. It's a simple thing.
Are we getting somewhere here?
My brother, you joined the life, right? Then you're telling me we're wearing 2 pages. Can you start by explaining to me, so share a brief, move on together. What have you got? What have you covered so far? Even if you browser 2 pages, only 2 pages, or otherwise, I'll waste my time, Mr. Mawere. You see, someone will tell me that I'm wearing. To me, that shows I want to go wearing, my brother. I don't like that, Mr. Mawere. Otherwise, I'll end up repeating myself again. Let's be honest with each other. I must not wearing a basari. But a member, apart from Mariaki, who I didn't 2 pages. Then I say, let's talk about those 2 pages. But root with you. Been my brother. You're wasting my time now. This seat to sit Takatanga Chiepana, Mr. Mawere. We end up like the Mugabe and Makaraus. Let's say, be honest from day one. You got papa. In that whole principle can that tower, but I don't see it as a love it. Right? Then when I come to him, Mr. Mojita, imagine this is not wearing. I'm wasting your time. That's my side.
I think that's why I'm going to point to Mutumwa Masimba. Yeah, I think he has understood your point, and the point is let's learn together. Let's build a community of shared knowledge, shared insights, shared experiences. Even just to know who are the parties in the suit. Some people may not even read the first page here. Who represented who? You may not have taken note of it. And sometimes when you read something, Chausina, knowledge of even reading becomes painful because upon a guide. So what we are trying to do is mentorship. That's why. And I know you said last time, I also need to be mentored. Doesn't matter whether I'm old or young. I need to be mentored. So Mukwama Simba, there's an aspect of you which is mentorship. That's why we need a community, so that those who are enlightened become teachers. Others may follow. We are not all at the same level. And it's not that I don't know. But right now, for me to do anything, this is a mentorship. And it nai why
Baba.
munoda kufunda here. And zvakanyanyisa. So one of the professors, because tine lawyers akawanda vaverenga judgment musati masvika, mamwe acho vakatoita maminista, vamwe vava mapresident, vanga vari maminister of justice or in justice. But this judgment yabatwa namukoma Masimba vaverenga 2 days ago, it has shocked him that none of those people are talking about to teach the world that never again can we have something like this. Never again should we have a judge achipromote achida constitutional court takarara when we should be awake.
Then in that, Pakadaro, Mr. Mawere, what power do we have as individuals to stop the authorities or the appointing authorities from doing what they feel they can do?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mukubachi Mawere, Dona, Jine a show, Yandaka scheduler.
Okay.
Sandaku Maya show you.
All right.
But why? Come on, nice meeting, my brother. Then the next show, why? Let's continue. Whatever you also read, let's continue together, okay?
Okay.
All right, we have somebody. Kudzai, you wanted to say something?
All
right. Kudzai, good evening.
Good evening, Mawere. How are you doing?
How are you? You wanted to say something to add your voice.
Yes. I wanted to add my voice. I'm very happy I'm in your show. It's very enlightening, and thank you very much for the show.
Okay.
I just had a small contribution. I was listening to to the contributions that were being made. Sorry, I'm just trying to switch off the volume, Nanchona. My contribution is two-pronged. It's a question that you might be able to answer. Tichiona my dynamics are my dynamics are at play. My contribution would be Tine constitution, and I want us to talk about this. And a lot of people I have noticed are avoiding this situation. Yatiri. Yekuti, we have a situation whereby Tine Kopak yakagara ikaita constitution ya 2013 year. Vaita tikaona constitution iyi ine munhu wayaibenefita and wayakabenefita. Why do I say so? Why did we have a clause in our new constitution yekuti kana president pakawanika chinowanikwa kwaari vice party yake inoita congress yobva yachuza successor wake anopedzisa term yake. Before, we had a situation whereby taiti isusu pakawanika chinowanika kuna president, constitution yedu yaiti pakawanika chinowanika kuna president, speaker of parliament will act for 90 days or so, but after 90 days kunofana kuitwa election. But now RG, may God rest, may he so rest in peace. When he was still alive, he allowed this clause to be put in the constitution. Yekuti pakawanikwa chinowanikwa kwaari panopinda munhu anopedzisa term of office yake.
But
Who was this man?
Mark, a new subject. Yanga isiri pa agenda. And the question is, do you want to be part of a community where we have structured discussions, but not deal any issue of succession, the constitutional limitations, the promise, the challenges, and so that we dig deeper on that subject matter?
Yes.
Then today we were talking about a judgment that came to the attention of Mutumwa Simba, who was on the phone with me. And he was talking to me about how shocked he was that this judgment exists. That's why I was talking to him on the phone. I just started recording so that I don't have to hear that on my own.
It was a very, you see, the gist of the matter is, we are in a quagmire, because nyaya issue pe yese ya Mutumwa Masimba iya kuti tianse you will find kuti tinofana kutangira kwandabvunza uku vaMawere.
Those are Mutumwa Masimba ari kuti ngatite organize, tite community like vachiwai vakajoina kuti no. That's why he's saying I'm benefiting some of the insights ndakutomaziva, because we are not waiting for live shows.
True.
We are part of a community where we are building a shared understanding of what the Zimbabwe problem is.
That's true.
And so far, we were trying to reconcile reading and understanding. Mutumwa Masimba tukanditi ndaverenga two pages.
2 pages. Waverenga kuti kudi?
Yeah. Saka chintaura zvawaverenga.
Ndudze zvawaverenga.
So yeah, no, that's the order. Kuti next time ndikauya pashow panapa, if I have not read, I just say I have not read.
I have not read, exactly. Yeah, we need to be honest. We need to be honest to each other.
Mimi, where are you?
vaMawere ndiri kuIreland inini.
All right. Do you want to join as vachiwai? Vachiwai vakauya pa one show.
I would definitely want to join. Ndane 2 years ndiri kuIreland. But I was back in Zimbabwe last year. I will try as much as possible to be in Zimbabwe every year. Ndane 2 years ndiri kunoku. Last year I was there, but this year I couldn't be able to go to Zimbabwe nenyaya yeCovid.
All right. Which area of specialty are you?
Area of specialty andiri in entrepreneurship.
All right. So so some of these legal matters, constitutionalism, they are very important for business. Because
exactly. And I read a lot. A lot.
It's a creature of law. So if it's a creature of law, then we need to understand it. So you can send me on WhatsApp. My number is +27.
+27.
Yeah.
Right, 30 +27
83 269 2874.
2874.
Yeah.
All right. No, that's fine.
So that's fine. Then we can then schedule a show.
Okay.
But we will then. Are you happy? We can leave it because what Mutumwa Masimba is saying, let's learn together.
Yeah, I'm okay.
So that we pull each other forward.
Sure.
So you may know something. What he doesn't want to repeat every show, repeat the same thing that he has said before. So what we do is that we will then get the video so that you listen to it and then see what you are saying, so that Wamwaripa show Vasa drag back where we started.
Okay.
Yeah. So that we are all at the same stage, because the good thing about this digital age, whatever we say, we have said is recorded. It's not like writing a Bible where you start thinking what to say. That's why I need BhukuReBenzi. Rinotwane lesson zvamatoita pano, zvatoita lesson iyoyo.
Okay.
He's not talking to you. He's talking to other people, because you are not the one. There are people who come here just to cause nuisance, but they're not interested in learning.
Okay.
So they'll come here or is inferior to the politicians. My politicians actually Zimbabwe, they don't want to subject themselves to people. They don't want to give up time. So I don't give up time out to misunderstood. Instead of people celebrating that we are getting free knowledge to be better citizens, they don't want to be better citizens. They want to dodi.
Yes.
Yeah. So what Kudza is asking, he's saying that in the beginning constitution kumavambo.
Okay.
Why do we need a government? Who should be in government? And what should be the properties? What are the limitations imposed on people in government? Why do we elect people? When we remove them, we have now another monster called a party. When it's succession, President Adriburu, Oro, one impeachment, or threaten a woman, Kemura, you are not on visa. So when Vima, Vagabata Saudi, Sagawan Wagata Kuti, Tawanga Saudi.
But you see, South yacho yange yabvumidzwa na iye anga ari president, because haangade akazvibvumidza kuisa clause yakadaro muconstitution, because yange ari South yaimudonhedza.
No, constitution yakarohwa nearmy. Paakazomuka Mugabe, because Mugabe anga akazvirongerawo zvake. But yanga achinzi munhu afaiwa in ordinary case, warambwa nomuodzo wodzoka murume asati afa naye, wakudzoka mumba imomo.
Inini Mawere, I would very much want conversation yamataura kuti tiite, because ini ndinoramba zvese zvatiri kutaura izvi. Unoziva sei ndichidaro, 2008 Tsvangira yahwina, hapana munhu akaonekera. Pane munhu anga akadhimotwa akaitwa Minister of Rural and Social Amenities, ndiye akabudikira achinorepresenta Zimbabwe kuZambia, kuSADC summit yakaitwa kuZambia. Chii chakaitika kuti mavice president atatinawo haana kuenda kuSADC summit kuZambia achinorepresenta Zimbabwe, but our Minister of Rural and Social Amenities ndiye akaenda akamirira Zimbabwe. What happened? This is where we need to dig deeper tione kuti chii chakazoita tisvike patiri ipapa.
No, that's why you are saying kuti kana right now tiri vanhu vatatu handiti. Takutozivana. Ngatichibuild a culture yokuzivana, toita family conversations, so that we dig deeper. Apa ndandichikotaura zvaMukwama Masimba kuti ari kuti no, katiri mamembers echechi, tiri maCatholic, ngatichifundawo zvaJesus, so that toya kuchechi kuzoenda mberi nechi ne whatever we believe in. So I'm saying I've heard you, and Kudza, is very important that we get deeper into those subject matters. But let's be more organized.
Okay, so fine. I agree. I concur.
Here, tinenge tine maviews for and against,
Mm.
so that we learn from both. And that's why you're saying, let's have structure, let's be a member first, then once I'm a member, we can build. There's no problem that is bigger than the people who know about it. Otherwise, we'll get for another 40 years. Mugabe was trying his best, but we'll get it deeper into that. But Mugabe agarohwa nearmy, vakamuita rape, vakamutore asina consent, because test legitimacy or legality, there must be consent on the party that you are removing. Even
But that is if you actually wield the power.
No, whatever the case is, even ndiri mukadzi ndine miniskirt uneinayo, it's short enough to cover the subject and long enough to arouse your interest, but to be aroused outside me. Don't come and say I want to partake.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to get to a conclusion. To honestly, kutopabuda say patirapa, because
just don't take power.
I think it was a case of having someone that we thought he had power, but that person, the power had long ceased to be there.
No, but the moment you take something chisi chako, moyo iwoyo wakaipa.
Ayo, but chinhu chacho we assume kuti pane chakatorwa chasiri chake, pamwe ndiye angaine chinhu chachistori chake kudhara.
No, munhu akatora anga asina kuelektwa nevanhu vane power yacho, akabviswa, anga apinzwa mu2013 nevanhu mapenzi emuZimbabwe.
But vonga vamupinza sei?
Vakamuelekta akatopindawo 2013 vakapinda. So I'm just saying is we will find a proper place yokutaura izvozvo. But all I'm saying is that there are anything power. If I see kuti unomukadzi akanaka ndokuteya ndokuisira army mukadzi apedza ava mubedroom mangu, zvinorevei?
Chinenge chambokupai simba iroro chekuti mutore mudzimai wamaona kuti adzimai ava vane chivakashure chakanaka, ndovatora. You see, auite zvivindi izvozvo usina backing yauinayo.
No, hazvina backing. Kana chinhu asi mukadzi wako musiyeka, regai nomumwe. They are like flowers, they grow every season. Why are you? Huh? Why are you so limited that you say kuti wako ndewangu?
I think it's in the nature yemurume wese kuti ukaona mudzimai ane chakashure chakanaka unoti amai ava vakaungana. Panoshanda uvanhu hwekuti pane anokuudza kuti iwe mukadzi wemunhu uyu, handiti ka. But chinozokupa chivindi chekuti waudzwa kuti uyu mukadzi wemunhu, but waudzwa kuti mukadzi wemunhu, woona zvivindi zvekuramba uchimuataka. Chii ndochatofanira kuinvestigeta kuti chazomupa zvivindi chii iye angaudzwa kuti mukadzi wemunhu.
No, chazoita kuti uinde kwausiri, uenda kuleft side, iko kune right side. So iyoyo yokuenda kunodya kwausiri, kunomwe ari kutodyawo. Remember, Mugabe anga nomukadzi wake achiti baba ndipresident wangu, vachidya mafeti kuku mustate house. Then wakutorwa mafeti kuku ayaya usingazivi.
Ayo, but ndoba ndiri kuti pekuti anga asingazive, we have to be honest to one another kuti tiresolve maproblems emuZimbabwe. The biggest problem yatina ndekuti we are not being honest to one another. Tichiona the root problem yaitika kuti tisvike patasvika apa.
But I'm
saying this is why we are where we are.
But that's why we're saying let's build communities so that we negotiate. Tikaelekta mimi kuti ndimi president wedu. Even if you are a bad president, please, handikwanisi kutorera bhaton ndakuisa mupoketi mangu ndakumhanya naro.
Ayo haisi nyaya yekutorana baton. Isi paya ndopandataura nyaya, it's a very sensitive issue yekuti tikada kutiudza nechokwadi chaichoka. A lot of dirty shenanigans, and the truth will come out. But panokuda a lot of dirty shenanigans that happened, that led to what happened on the 17th of November.
It's not nganga. You may be a good prophet.
Ayo haisi nyaya unganga Mawere. Inyaya ye constitution yedu yatina ya Zimbabwe. Because to be honest, why did the international community not shun and not condemn? If we so call it a coup, why did they not condemn it when it happened?
You know.
It is because our constitution allowed it.
You know what it provides for consent. Kana pasina consent, it's rape. Never have sex with somebody and think it's free.
But can we say that the rape occurred in November 2017? I don't think so.
Yeah, because munaka repua aga fachi complainer.
Aiwa, chai complainer kukara kutanga viswa switi mukanwa. Ai complainer nanga viswa switi mukanwa. Akaita greedy.
Chisuma penzi takampa switi.
Mawere. Inini, nyaya yangu inotangira ndakaona video ya 2002. General wachitaura kuti we will never salute anyone without war credentials. That's when, if we want to talk about a coup, that's when the coup started.
No, I'm saying let's discuss. That's why Mazuzu Tawani new member. Let's have a members discussion. Let's provoke people. Motara is a coup. You seem to be an expert on what a coup is and what it is not.
You see, people are saying a coup happened, but then I'm saying if a coup happened, I mean, a lot of even the most critical opposition leader, what the current president advocate, wale mapicture nema video atrikuona vachijamba vari muHICC meme vachijamba resignation letter ya the late president Robert Mugabe vachijamba kusvetuka kupemberera. So if we now call it a coup, no, I'm a double standards at the employer.
No, I'm saying I've now seen that you have a passion for that. Let's find other people who have a passion for that. Twitter my members, to Garapasi, privately, publicly, could say what is a coup, and start.
That's true. I think it is very important because you see, tofana kuti tuudzane chokwadi kuti ene tine munhu tine opposition inopembedza kuti kwakaitika coup muZimbabwe, but the very same opposition tine mavideo nemapicture avo vachijamba macheya nemateburu muHarare International Conference meme vachipemberera resignation letter ya the late Robert Gabriel Mugabe.
So that's what I'm saying. Why don't we have membership so that we are more organized? And
I think that will be okay. Yeah. We need to tell each other the painful truth for Zimbabwe to heal and for Zimbabwe to come out of the mess that it is in. We need to tell each other the painful truths. We are avoiding the painful truths. This is why we are still where we are.
No, I'm saying is you are an expert, but allow a coin to have two sides. So let's look for the other side of the coin.
That's fine. That's fair.
And then you can push that side. But there is no truth. A glass can be half empty. It can also be half full.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's no winner or loser. We don't want to end up me forcing you to accept what I think is correct. So tolerance is what should inform what we do. So that's what I was saying. Let's have a community of shared understanding. But it doesn't mean that we have to force understanding.
Exactly.
And those who want, they'll be enlightened. Those who don't want, they will remain where they are. Without me saying you are now a less person because I think you are an
I
idiot.
disagree with you.
I disagree. Let's disagree without being disagreeable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I concur. I concur.
Yeah. So, any last words and any last words so that we can? You were listening. Kudzai. Maybe. What is your assessment of the conversation Namkwama Simba of today?
It's very enlightening. I need to be honest. This is why I said Ed. We need all the diverse, all the views. As you have rightfully put, we are all Zimbabweans, and at the end of the day, our main focus and the main objective is for Zimbabwe to succeed. Okay, we might disagree, but our main objective is for Zimbabwe to succeed. So at the end of the day, we cannot be seen fighting if we all have one objective and one goal, which is to see Zimbabwe succeeding.
All right. Thank you. But from the show that we had today, not Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is too big for me because I normally don't want to.
No, from the show that you had today, it was very enlightening. The reason why I say Ed was because I wanted to put in a bit of, I thought I was seeing one-sided information of blaming and not having, not digging deeper to say, okay, yes, let's blame them, but have we dug deeper to actually understand why they acted in that way?
No, but from the show itself, just what you have.
The show itself is perfect. It's perfect. On my way, I always watch the show. It's perfect. Even today, it was perfect. Very pertinent issues, and I'm happy. This is why I was following. This is why I was watching. If they were not pertinent issues, I would not have watched it. I would not have even wasted my time to watch it.
All right, and that's why. Any last words?
Ndinotenda ndakateerera mukoma
Karoro vakaroro vari kutaura here ava vangachitaura manje
vanga vachitaura mai manje
vakaroro kudzai Michael Karoro
vakaruru onai zvamuri kutaura kuti we must tell people the truth. What you have as the truth might not be in me. And how many Zimbabweans, the population of Zimbabwe, how many are we?
15, 16 million?
15, 16 million. Do you believe that...
I'm just summarizing why.
Okay, no. Okay, all right, sorry. But nanchiti zvavari kutaura zvechokwadi, out of 15 million, out of 16 million, you might have the truth on your own. Chisingazikanwe ne 15 million. So how would you? Sorry, my God. Okay, ndinotenda ningeshow yanga right, but my brother akavuya pashow anozoona kuti chanoti chokwadi chinogona kunge chisiri chokwadi unless aine mafacts ari genuine, anoti these are facts, these things happened.
Yeah, I think so. When we look back at conversations, many conversations, which is what they call shit in a fun. In every way, including the person who does not want to see the shit. So we have been talking. So even now, to summarize, what is the next step forward? What is it that we are talking about? Here we are talking about a specific matter involving a specific judgment that provoked somebody to say there's something wrong in Zimbabwe, because this judgment is one too many. And let's study it. Let's understand it. Let's have a public conversation as part of the C2C public engagement initiative and outreach program. That Zimbabwe is not us. That when we talk about Zimbabwe, we're talking about interest. I may not live in Zimbabwe, but it doesn't take away my interest. My wife, my girlfriend may live away from me, but because I have an interest, it does matter. So let's convert ourselves instead of saying this is a Zimbabwean platform. There are many people who would want to speak Shona, but not all the people in Zimbabwe speak Shona. Should we make it a Zimbabwean platform or a platform where we try to provoke thinking, critical thinking, positive thinking, constructive thinking, so that when we are all literate, we on an issue, then our differences will be real differences. But most of the differences we have is because of no shared understanding.
Exactly.
Sometimes I don't read, which means Kudzai would have said, before I talk about the constitution, let me be up to speed with the judgment Yamkoma Masimba, so that next time we talk, we are talking about issues that arise from that judgment. But here we are talking about the constitution, about the coup d'etat, in the same conversation. 1,000 years from now, those who will have the opportunity of saying these idiots, what were they talking about? They will not understand us. We are denying them the right to be structured. The people who wrote the Bible, they had the decency to put chapters and verses because they wanted reference to say, on this hour, that's what you said, about what is on the menu, not about a subject I want. So let's have that discipline of just listening, summarizing, and sharing my summary, not argument. But I've learned there's a judge who locks the court when somebody goes to court to seek to protect his rights, to benefit from the law. And those who are supposed to be the judges throw away the key and you are locked outside the court. And the judge gets promoted to the highest court in the land. And now you know that. Would you sleep, Kudzai? Lakson, would you sleep knowing that the person who is in front of me pretending to be a judge is actually not a judge?
Yeah, you can't sleep.
You can't sleep. So if you can't sleep, then you are saying, Mkwama Simba, let's dig deeper to understand that this thing happened in 2005. Today is 20. If it was not 2020, 15 years later. So let's try to just pick up the key points that were raised, and then we go forward as an organized community to say we want this judgment to be a front page article in a newspaper in Zimbabwe. Not talking about captured judiciary, but talking about a rotten apple in our harvest. And we want to see who wants to eat that apple. Period. So that's what the purpose of C2C is, literacy. So let's work from there and make sure that the next thing we do in an organized and constructive, and you can have a press statement tomorrow to say what I listened to is bad news for Zimbabwe. The Holocaust was bad news. But we remember the Holocaust, not that we want to go back, but because never again shall this kind of nonsense visit us. So that's all.
Thank
Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Mawere. Thank you very much.